Hello everybody and welcome back to Moderately Functional. I am Solhom, the gamer who's bad at games, especially with a broken hand. I'm here with CrypticGhost, who is my hand this time, and we decided that even though we ourselves need therapy, we're gonna give them to vampires. Nothing wrong with that. And I was just laughing that the menu screen has a couples therapy DLC. But anyways, thank you to Random TikTok Video for showing me there's a game about therapizing vampires. And we're otherwise playing this entirely blind. What could possibly go wrong? Vampire Therapist explores and touches on sensitive topics such as war, abuse, addiction, sexual oppression, suicidal ideation, religion, and of course death. These may be uncomfortable or upsetting for some readers. We recommend that readers with a history of trauma related to any of these topics approach this game with caution. Naturally, a game about vampires will also involve blood and sexual themes. Strong language is also present. They might say fuck. Vampire Therapist was developed in consultation with licensed therapists, but should not be considered a substitute for therapy, unless you're a vampire.
Now we're all vampires.
Or cult leaders, apparently.
My name is Sam Walls, and I'm a dead man. Well, kinda dead at least. See, I'm a vampire. Now, if you think that means all that Dracula hooey, like hissing, wearing skin-tight leather, and hunting mortals for sport, I wouldn't blame you one bit. That's exactly the sort of thing I did in my younger years with my former gang. And let me tell you, a vampire who's good with a gun can be a real terror. I got lucky though. I met some kind mortals who saw beyond my fangs. They taught me my letters and showed me how my thinking was keeping me from finding any kind of peace. After they passed on, I roamed America's majestic wilderness for nigh on 90 years, figuring out myself and what it means to be a vampire. And I found revelation. What I realized was, it ain't fangs that make us monsters. It's the self-defeating ways we think. Anywho, as the world started getting smaller, my old vampire gang tracked me down. Them being my kin, I wanted to help them see the world like I did, but they still have the same monster mindset I used to have. Good thing I'm a quick draw. But I got hooked up with this newfangled internet thing and found a vampire who's helping my kin find their way. A fella named Andromachos, supposed to be 3,000 years old. He invited me to come out to Europe to learn from him. I figure someone older than time has got to have the answers. I'm going on a trip, I guess. This feels like my opportunity to do some good in the world. I've been lucky, and now it's time to give back.
I didn't know.
Vampires ain't monsters. Or at least, they don't have to be. And come hell or high water, I'm gonna prove it to them.
He made it sound like that was the end of the sentence. I will not be blamed. I didn't know how voice acted this game was going to be. And I'm just saying, this guy's old. His name's Andromachos. You don't say. I thought that was a name from like 10 years ago.
Well, I think this
Leipzig
is
2024.
number 27, clean flitter mouse streeb.
Oh, Freiheit would have an aneurysm. Anyways, go ahead.
What?
Huh? You just click, I think.
Sure is a hell of a lot of ruckus for this time of night. People stay up late here.
No shit. I thought you were vampires.
Immernacht. Well, I know Nacht is night.
Wait a
Immer,
minute.
I'm assuming,
These
is like
folk are
eternal,
vampires.
maybe?
Better watch
What, a
myself.
German game?
Well, he's in Leipzig, which is in Germany. The game
good
itself
on
is
you,
not
folks.
German.
Sprigging some
Maybe
English?
like another game I used to know.
To be fair, he might not. He might be in.
Are you here to party with us at the hottest club?
Leipzig might be in Romania, like Dracula is Romanian. Anyways. I feel like he's gonna stand out a bit in that club, but anyways, you decide here.
I'm looking for Andromachos.
Oh,
Man,
well.
your one job is being the mouse
You
person.
must
How do you
come on,
miss?
Ja, satisfied wir.
No one said I was perfect.
If you're lucky, he will invite us to the private party at the end of the night.
Well, what happens there?
I think maybe it is too kinky for Americans to hear.
Kinda glad that Big Country isn't here for this, or he'd be in full like Euro trash accent by now.
I can cut loose. What kind of party is this?
Oh, enemies have a chance to be reborn as smaller enemies upon death.
Okay.
Oh, they have babies.
Oh, they do. They are like the Russian nesting dolls, no?
Oh, yeah, so small,
Oh,
so
Oh,
sweaty.
yeah. They are so
Oh, it's
small.
sweet.
I love them
What is
so much.
happening?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, I lost that.
Yeah.
I lost it.
Yeah.
That's so small, so sweaty.
The kind where we dance all night and get sexy.
Und get sexy, ja.
Them kind of vampires.
Them kind of
Ach
vampires.
so,
That seems
there are better
judgy.
things to suck than blood, or
This is
Oh, he made a dick sucking joke.
Or so we have to get past the bouncer first. If we do not, I'm thinking our night is ruined.
Oh, wait a sec. There's something about what she just said. I can feel it. It reminds me of one of my revelations about the funny patterns in the way we vampires think. Well, let's see. One type of thinking I noticed I called hot branding. That's when we brand ourselves with names we can't get rid of.
Okay.
There's high noon mind. That's when we treat a situation like it's a do or die showdown.
Okay.
And there's saloon thinking. That's when we act either helpless or invincible, like we've just drunk a pint of moonshine.
Okay.
I can always check my journal if I need examples. I kept all my notes about the funny ways we vampires think in there.
Okay.
I think I know which one of them funny ways they're thinking in, though.
I think
Hold
she's the
on,
middle one.
compadres. You seem like the kind who can make their own fun.
I don't want to have my own fun. Imenacht is the only place to be on Friday night.
Yeah, okay, so basically how she's saying we have to be here, we have to be nowhere, that's that high noon mind thing, right? It's do or die.
Amigos, you're putting too much weight on this thing. It's a nightclub, not a high noon showdown. The night's full of possibilities.
Yeah.
Reinhardt, I don't know what this means, but I like the way the sexy American talks.
You make us think that
Just
maybe it
saying
is
that
better
our
we
therapist
haven't
guy
gone
kind
to
of
the
looks a little
club
like Big Country.
because we are
I'm gonna put his logo right over his face for a few minutes when I'm editing.
I'm not sure if he's gonna be offended or not.
I'm not sure he's going to watch this video, so it doesn't matter.
Maybe I'll share it in the Discord just to see.
Fair.
You have to get past the bouncer. He decides who gets in and who doesn't. And he hasn't looked our way all night.
Maybe I'll have a little word with him. Excuse me, friend. I hear you're the man to talk to around these parts. I'm here to see Andromachos.
Have fun, mate.
Hey, thanks, amigo. You have yourself a fine night, you hear?
Cowboy, what about us?
I don't know, up to you.
Yeah, sure, they're friends of mine.
Have fun, mate.
Well, come on, you two. We ain't got all night. Yeah.
Why does our therapist have to be a cowboy? Why couldn't we have, like, decided?
Dang, awful loud in here.
Because who better?
I don't know. Like a Victorian vampire? Why do we gotta be a gunslingy vampire?
Come on, my liver, dance with us.
Oh, you kids have fun. I'll catch up with you
Because
later.
why not?
I don't know. Anyways.
He's 3,000 years old, so he's gonna be from the past.
I better talk to whoever's slinging drinks in this here saloon. They ought to know where Andromachos. Pardon
Hey,
me,
don't
mate.
click too fast. The audience gotta be able to hear too.
I forget.
I know that's not how you play games, but come on now.
Well, well, look at you.
Ooh, smash.
We get a lot of 80s fashion in here, but not usually the 1880s. What can I get you, cowboy? The special's Red Bull and vodka. You down?
I never drink.
That's not fancy.
Red Bull. I'm actually looking for the owner. He around tonight?
Might be. What do you say your name was?
Sam Walls, begging your pardon.
Sam Walls, huh? I don't think I know anything about a Sam Walls. After all, I must have known
That's
nothing
hot
about
branding.
him.
Hot branding. Click hot branding.
From where
Thank
I'm
you.
standing, I see someone with style and confidence, not just a drink machine. Don't go branding yourself like that's all you are.
Don't you go worrying about me, cowboy. The man upstairs warned me you were coming. I was just testing to see if you are who you say you are. Tell you what, let me give you something from our special reserve. I don't think you're looking for booze.
We'll have to look at what the saloon thinking is
Well,
again.
thank you kindly, ma'am.
Because I remember the other
was
two, but I
wondering
don't
where the
remember what
blood
the
was.
saloon thinking
I met
is.
some vampires outside, so I figured this was a vampire club.
You met some gods, honey. They're here to dance and have fun.
So all these people are mortals?
How do you think the head vampire gets his blood? They can't wait to share it with him. It's a special experience. He's the only real vampire here.
Would that
Well,
be considered a
and
blood orgy?
I guess. I think it's real smart business sense for someone in the modern world.
Already. Bert, shuffle on over here.
That's gonna be the bouncer, isn't it? Yep. Bert.
This one's here to see the big guy. Show him upstairs, okay?
Have fun, mate.
Good luck up there, cowboy. Hope
Is
you
that
find
all
what
he
you're looking
says?
for.
I feel like he's copying what you said earlier. I feel like he is a man of very few words.
Howdy. It's Sam Walls to see you, sir. The guy who's been sending you all them V-mails.
Yes, I know who you are, Samuel Walls. You have come here because
See,
you
this is
believe
what
you
I
can
thought
help
our
king.
therapist would look like.
The question is, are you first able to help
He's not
yourself?
sparkly.
Fair. Probably help ourselves.
I've been fixing myself for more than a century now. I don't think I need help.
Then you must prepare to learn a most difficult lesson.
Uh-oh.
Whoop.
We all need help, Samuel. I am pleased that you have come to receive mine.
Dang, you scared the heck out of me.
You must allow an ancient vampire his games. He will play them regardless. Please, sit down. What an absolute pleasure it is to meet you at last. I found your messages most intriguing.
Afraid there ain't much here in the way of intrigue. I'm just a lonesome cowboy looking for answers.
You know, I receive emails every day from
Can you click on the
vampires
journal
seeking my help.
anytime, or is it just a
You
special
are the
point?
very
Oh,
first
okay.
to seek my aid in helping others.
Yeah,
This alone makes
cowboy
you
bloodsucker at gmail.com. My rambling. Oh, man. Okay, High Noon Mind, I got that one. Hot Branding, I got that one. Saloon Thinking. A lot of us bloodsuckers have a habit of either feeling responsibility or soul control or feeling completely hopeless. Thing is, usually neither of them. Okay, Saloon Thinking.
Okay, the first.
So basically, it's all about you kind of thing.
Yeah. Me.
Yeah, that's the one that I'm not super clear on, but the other two I think I completely got, and he's probably going to introduce more. Anyway, continue on.
Well, dang. I think you're gonna be sorely disappointed when you get to talking to me. I'm just honored you're giving me the time of night.
I have unlimited time, Samuel. I am pleased to share some of it with you. Our kind can be rather set in their ways. It is inspiring to see someone.
See, I'm just
so
kind of
young
slightly
able to
distracted
learn.
right now because Cowboy
Yeah,
Guy looks
well,
like Big Country
wasn't
and
much
the
to
other
learn
guy is
when I was
doing brain
alive.
games like
Just
Fry
making up
does,
for
so it's
lost
like
time,
in
I
my
guess.
head. Alright.
It sounds as though you have been handling your own life better than most. I was particularly intrigued by these revelations you had while walking in nature.
Oh, yeah, them. Well, I give walking the credit. Nothing sorts my thoughts out better. After a few decades, I started seeing patterns in the way we vampires think.
Can you explain some of these patterns?
I've tried to explain them to other vampires, but it ain't never gone well. I can try, though. See, we tend to assume certain things just because we've been believing them since we were alive. Or we decide the world's against us just because we're hungry or tired or something. And when we start tackling problems that ain't real, we ain't fixing our real problems. That make any kind of sense?
Fascinating,
yeah.
Samuel. These revelations that you had in the woods. Mortal psychologists.
It's really hard to kind of talk over a game like this with voice acting. It's like I don't want to interrupt them or introduce too many of my own ideas, but it's like,
Cognitive whoozy what now?
you know, gotta love cognitive
Cognitive
who's what now.
distortions.
Yes.
They are exactly as you described them. I will explain in a moment. Please, tell me about these specific revelations you had.
Well, let's explain hot branding. That's the easiest to explain.
See, I used to be in a gang. They were my whole existence. If you asked me who I was, I would have said, I'm a murdering bastard. Once I got away, I realized how small-minded that was. I was Sam before I was a murdering bastard, but that's how I was choosing to brand myself. My old gang's still around, and they're still.
I guess maybe I should have had him
like
explain
that.
saloon
They can't see
thinking better, huh?
themselves as anything but killers.
Oh well,
Maybe they'll give us the option.
maybe.
Very astute, Samuel. I favor the clinical term, however, which is labeling.
Oh, so he's changed it to labeling at the bottom now instead of hot branding. See?
Ah, I think that changed it in the book too.
Maybe.
Yes,
Yep.
it did.
Okay.
You correctly discovered that labeling is a reductive act. When we call ourselves names, even if we find them accurate, we create prophecies we are doomed to fulfill.
Okay.
For millennia, I thought of myself as a killer.
See, I'm fascinated by
It
this
was not
game, even if
untrue.
it doesn't end
Killing
up
was how I
being
made
like a
my way in the
series.
world.
Which always, as always, guys, make
Warrior
sure you're leaving in the
assassin.
comments whether you want to see more, whether you're interested by something like this, because we can always play more.
But with this label, I limited myself for ages. I did not only kill people, I also killed potential aspirations I might have had. See whether you can catch me doing some labeling in my next few statements.
Ooh, ready to catch him?
Oh, joyful.
I am so old, I am ancient.
Labeling.
Well, ancient is,
True.
yeah. Well, click on labeling, see what happens.
Oh, come on. I know you've been kicking around a long time, but don't go labeling yourself as ancient.
But according to definition, I am ancient. It is not a label, but a specific classification of my age.
Okay, so that one wasn't.
Well, you look pretty good for being ancient then.
The secret is moisturizer. But let us continue.
What kind?
Call me whatever you like, but don't call me late for dinner.
Skip it.
How shall I describe myself? Yes, I am a mass murderer.
Well, that's about as clear a labeling as it gets. Yeah, we vampires tend to do a lot of killing,
That
but
seems like it
reducing
was
ourselves
incorrect.
to killers ain't doing us any favors.
Yeah, I would have thought so too, but apparently it wasn't.
Excellent, Samuel.
Oh, it is.
You are correct.
Oh, he was
Labels
making
can
a-
be cages that we lock
Yeah,
ourselves
I just
Joke
saw
off
the
of
like
mine.
blood spurt and
A
it seems like you
murderer
took
for
damage
most
kind
of
of
my
thing, right?
existence, because that is how I labeled myself.
But okay, fair.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Tutorial
Sam
stuff, you
Walls,
know.
Murderer, reprobate, and good for nothing.
Those are not how I would describe the Sam Walls I see before me. Did you have more revelations to tell me about?
Yeah, let's do the saloon thinking.
I realize that as vampires, we can get the feeling of the power that comes with immortality and strength, but then we get hopeless and aimless over time. It's kind of like the fella you see in the saloon at the bottom of a bottle of whiskey. Either he thinks he can fight everyone, or he's crying into them last drops because
Oh,
he thinks
okay.
life's hopeless. It's saloon thinking. Two extremes that probably ain't true.
A fascinating observation.
Makes
Samuel.
sense. Kind of like
Your
a
saloon thinking was described in my
Li-
time as
all or
the battle
nothing, like a
between
doom
hubris
and
nonsense,
gloom, or
between
high and
Black and
excessive
white.
arrogance
Yeah.
and self-pity.
Oh man, it make me wish I'd gotten some schooling. Maybe I would have figured this stuff out earlier.
You live forever, my friend. There is no rush. What you
true.
have identified is a phenomenon where individuals perceive either an illusion of control or a lack of control. Mortal psychologists call this phenomenon you have described a control fallacy.
Okay. Makes sense.
Rarely do we have complete power over our situations or no power at all. But we create this illusion that stops us from attempting to change our perceived situations.
Yeah, you're right about that. I used to think I'd never get away from my gang, and maybe that's what made me stick with them for so long.
Yes,
That's
you
true.
see
People
how
get stuck in,
cognitive
like,
distortions keep us from facing
patterns.
reality.
Yeah,
whatever
stuck
that
in a rut
reality may
almost
be.
because they think there's no other option. Yeah, fair.
Of course, I am so old and powerful that I am always in control.
I'd call that a control fallacy.
You're testing me, ain't you? That's a control fallacy right there.
He always
Well
in
done,
control.
Samuel.
Yeah.
I am indeed very powerful, but the cosmos holds no awareness. Of course, as you expertly pointed out with your analogy about the man at the bottom of a whiskey bottle, a control fallacy can be positive or negative.
Right.
Listen to my next few statements and try to find a control fallacy. Simply let me continue if you do not detect one.
Fair.
The sun will eventually burn out. I will roam a cold, dead earth, and there is little I can do about it.
I don't think so. I think that's just accurate.
My kitty cat died. I shall be
That
lonely
one is.
forever.
I'm sorry about your sweet kitty, but you can always pick up a new one. Or there's lots of them just waiting for a loving home, so you don't need to be lonely.
It was just an example, Samuel. Well spotted. But I do speak from experience. I felt this way once when a pharaoh I was dating had our cat mummified.
Fair.
Is it better mummified or is it better taxidermied?
I went
Almost the
into
same
a
thing,
murderous
just
depression
different,
that nearly decimated the continent.
Mummification was like the
I had
original
power to help
taxidermy.
myself all along by adopting a new friend in need of a home.
Just less pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, keep going.
Oh, dang, don't let me get on your bad side.
I doubt you shall see it, Samuel. Did you have more revelations to tell me about?
Alright, last one.
Well, I noticed how we stress ourselves out by making everything a battle of do-or-die absolutes. High noon mind, I call it. Like that feeling you get right before a big shootout.
I must confess.
This one I
have
feel
no
like I got a
experience
pretty
with
good
this
idea of
I
too.
engaged in mortal combat long before the age of gun.
Mortal Kombat! Do 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 do
The
do do
sentiment
do
you
do.
describe mirrors the words of my old friend Marky Aurelius.
Marky
He used
Mark!
to say that the magnitude of life's challenges often turn us into our worst selves.
You mean Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor?
Of course, his name was Marcus. Marky was a bedroom name.
Kinky.
You mean you and the emperor were...
It was ancient Rome. Penetration was similar to a handshake.
Who was bottom?
Good question.
My apologies. I somehow forgot you were American. But let us discuss this high noon mind. I believe we can broaden your definition.
Nosferatu
Mortal
thinking.
psychologists
Okay.
call this phenomenon of binary thought polarized thinking, but I like to call it Nosferatu thinking.
Okay.
Nosferatu thinking?
It means you are thinking in black and white.
I get it. That's pretty funny.
Oh, yeah, because Nosferatu was originally a black and white movie.
I believe it encompasses the breadth of the distortion. One is not flatly weak or strong, good or evil, smart or stupid, a success or a failure. The truth is far more complex and colorful. Not every high noon gunfight ends in oblivion, correct?
But yeah, that's true. Getting shot still ain't fun, but it ain't the end neither.
A perfect example, Samuel. Now, try to catch me using Nosferatu thinking.
Alright.
I will give you a series of statements, and one of them will contain Nosferatu thinking. I will repeat them if you miss it.
Okay.
If I do not drink blood, I will surely die.
That's true, considering he's a vampire.
I mean, it is, but it's like, will you surely die or will you just get sick first? It is black and white, right? I don't know.
Is that Nosferatu thinking?
No, Samuel. In this case, I am not arguing with reality. If we do not drink blood, we die. This is a fact of being
Okay.
a vampire. Let us continue. Death eventually comes for us all.
That's true. So skip that.
Mortals will always fear our kind.
That might be Nosferatu thinking, because there's a potential that they won't eventually. Right? It's kind of defeatist. I'll let you make that call. I think it is. We are recording. Don't take forever, though.
That's Nosferatu thinking right there. I've met mortals who knew who I was and weren't scared.
Fair.
Very good, Samuel. And even if you hadn't, to say mortals will always
We
fear
can
us
tell who's
ends
the
any hope that
therapist
they
here.
might not.
Yeah, one has a little more
Always is
practice
such
than
a
the other.
terminal word, is it not?
Unless you're talking about you and me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you meant out of them.
Mm-mm.
Well, I just took some psychology courses, but that doesn't mean I'm,
Would you like to discuss more of your revelations with
you know,
me?
above learning more, right?
Still above what I have.
You could always take some at some point. Continue on.
I think that's all of them. Or at least the ones that were the most obvious to me.
That you recognize the concept of cognitive distortions at all is most impressive, Samuel. What took me nearly 3 millennia to understand took you merely 2 centuries.
Oh, come on, you're just flattering me. I'm just a dope stumbling his way through one life.
Are you
That's
now?
labeling.
Tell me, Samuel, what kind of cognitive distortion are you exhibiting when you call yourself a dope?
Yeah, I'm doing some labeling. I gotta watch myself, huh?
As long as we retain any humanity, we will have cognitive distortions. What we are aiming for is not to become perfect beings, but to understand and accept ourselves. As long as we can recognize cognitive distortions, we can address our real challenges. One cannot drink blood from a straw man, after all.
Huh. I ain't never heard that one before, but I like it.
If it helps solidify the concept in your mind, then I am well satisfied. I know you came to learn from me, so I will do my best to honor your good intentions. Let us ensure that you understand the concepts of labeling, control fallacies, and
But he's gonna
Nosferatu
do some
thinking.
random things now, and we're gonna have to pick out what he's doing.
Probably.
I will give you a series of statements, and each one will contain a cognitive distortion for you to identify. I will begin.
Oh, joyful.
Is there
If I
gonna...
invite over my vampire friends, I know I'm going to have to deal with guano all over the place when they turn into bats at the end of the night.
Well, it's not labeling.
Control?
I'm thinking Nosferatu thinking. Because it's like he has to. It's for sure that he's going to have to. Right? Whereas the control fallacy is either he's super powerful or he's not. In this case, he's not. So I'm thinking it's Nosferatu.
Well, that ain't right. He's acting powerless, like a man
Oh,
clinging to the
you were
whiskey
right.
bottle. What Andromaco say that distortion was?
If I invite over my vampire friends, I know I'm going
Yeah,
to have
so
to
you were
deal
right,
with
it was that
guano
one.
all over.
Well, there's a control fallacy, sir. You're acting like you've got no control, but you could lay down some ground rules for guests, or some newspaper.
Or express concern to my friends that they have not been toilet trained. Very good, Samuel. Let me try another. I am Andromachus, the ancient darkness, the scourge of the Mediterranean, the mortal's bane.
That's clearly labeling.
Well, that's definitely some
Yeah.
intense labeling. Those are some hard names.
I was
to
just
get
like, they
over.
don't seem negative to me, but I guess they don't have to be negative. Makes sense.
You are not wrong. Those names followed me for millennia. It was most stifling. Let me try
The
another.
last one's probably
If my
Nosferatu
club's
thinking that.
revenues do not significantly increase, I will end up living on the street.
Black and white.
That might be control, though. Because he's kind of powerless about it, right? Although it's like if his club revenues don't increase, he has other options. So I'm leaning towards Nosferatu thing still.
I'm going.
That there's got to be Nosferatu thinking. There's a huge space between making a ton of profit and living on the street.
Okay, that's fair. That makes
Indeed,
sense.
you are correct. I run my club at a considerable loss, but 3,000 years of banking interest means that money is not really an object to me anyway. Samuel, now I am not only intrigued
So I
by
still
it,
like
but
really
also
struggle with the
interested.
difference between
I would
control
very much
fallacy and
like to teach you my
Nosferatu
ways,
thinking,
I
but
must demand something of
I
you
imagine
first.
through the game it'd get a little bit more clear.
Anything. I'm here to learn.
You must receive therapy yourself. I will not have you seeing clients without a commitment to your own mental health.
Fair.
Oh, now, hold on just a minute. I don't know that I need therapy. I'm feeling pretty good about myself these days.
Samuel, we all need therapy to live in this world. You have been speaking in cognitive distortions since the moment you walked into my office.
I have. I didn't even notice.
They are most insidious, but I am here to help you identify and challenge them.
The statement of we all need therapy to live in this world is a little deeper than I expected this video to go, but it's true.
It has to hit the spots that hurts.
Yeah.
You have walked alone for too long, Samuel. Allow me to share my experience with you.
Well, all right, if you say so. I appreciate your taking the time to work on this old cowpoke.
We have all the time in the world, Samuel. But for now, you must be eager for something fresh. Please, dance, drink your fill. We will begin
As a
tomorrow.
side note, I've noticed that they've been looping the exact same song over and over, and it's like it makes
Okay,
it like
then.
a legitimate club
Well,
down
sir,
there.
it's been an honor.
You don't have to call me sir, you know.
All right then, Andromachos.
Andromachos.
Hey, Andromachos.
Just call me Andy.
Andy.
All right, Andy. I'll see you tomorrow then.
I would have called him Mac personally, but whatever.
He's not poisonous, though.
Ha. That's a joke about the bazaar. This honestly, we're about at the half-hour mark, guys. That seems like a good spot to stop for now. We'll just not click anything else for a sec, let him talk. We'll end this video here, but me and Ghost will record a couple more to have as backup in case you guys want to see more, and just because I don't want to stop playing just yet. And remember to let us know in the comments if you're at all interested in this, you want to see more, we might post more anyways if we don't get anything else recorded, or if we just say something really, really funny. Like... Okay, I put myself on the spot and I failed. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed and found it as kind of intriguing as I did. Kind of hope there's no AR art in this, but I honestly have no idea. But thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye. Say bye. There you go.